All right, and just to continue getting thoughts out, I remembered my sister Kristen actually lived with me. I completely forgot, man. My sister Kristen lived with me for a few months. Man, maybe for about 6 months. It's hard to say. Maybe she didn't live with me. Maybe she did. Maybe she was living around here. Man, I can't even remember. But no, after I made that video for my sister, it hit me. I was like, oh, fuck, man. My sister Kristen did live with me. But we were so young. I was going through it was after my separation. So I was severely intoxicated. I would mean severely. Like I was a walking, just high concentrate of alcohol. That was right before I lost everything. My sister, so I had a girlfriend. My sister ended up dating her brother. Man, this happened so quick. It's such a whirlwind. I was so fucking intoxicated at that time. I was not working. I was living off of my business. Because see, I had a book inventory of like something like 70,000 books, 50,000 books, something like that. It was something ridiculous. It was probably closer to 100,000, but I had warehouse full of books that hadn't, because I hadn't cataloged, because they were all cataloged, individually cataloged and everything, man. Descriptions and everything. I was a book dealer, like rare out of print books, all kinds of stuff, man. And so when I left my wife, I quit working my business. I quit building my business. And all I was doing was just working off my existing inventory. Okay. And I was able to live off that. And I ran that for like the next 4 or 5 years. It gave me residual income for the next 4 or 5 years. So for that first year, let's say I was making, I don't know, I'm not even going to attempt numbers because the numbers are so wild, man. But yeah, so that's how I had money. Oh, and then so my wife finally sold that fucking house like a year after I had moved out. So goddamn, how fucked long was I fucked for, dude? Like a year and a half, maybe I was fucked. I don't even know, man. I was so intoxicated. Completely intoxicated. I moved a babysitter in with me, you know what I mean? So that way I could just stay intoxicated all day. In case I passed out, the babysitter was there. That's how much I was hurting. But my sister, I lost my daughter. My son was still living with me, I think. And I had a girlfriend. My sister had moved in with me. And it was like 6 months before I lost everything. And the thing is, you lose everything because I wasn't, my expenses were through the roof, man. I think when I moved into this place, I put 10 grand down on this. The woman was like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and pay the first 6 months up front. She was like, okay. Yeah, it was unheard of, man. I just had so much money. It didn't matter. And that's what I'm saying. I was able to just fucking cope. Because I did not want to live. I wanted to be dead. I was so depressed. Fucking life, man. What a fucking life, bud. Things are becoming clearer now, though. I remember my sister lived with me. But yeah, she was a mess, man. I remember her being a mess. She was so lovey-dovey and kind, right? But you could tell she had so much pain. Something had happened to her. I don't know. My mom fucked her up. I don't know what my mom did to her, but she fucked her up. Either that or Kristen got into some shit after she left. I don't know, because I wasn't around. So that whole period from when she was like 4 years old to 18 or 19, however old she was when she was living with me. How old was she? Was she underage? 18? 10? Am I only 10 years older than her? Because that would have made me 28. Maybe. It's so hard to say, man. Like I said, I mean, my timelines are all fucked up. But yeah, I lived off that residual off my... So what I would have to do, I'd have to go to my warehouse. I was filling orders is what I was doing. And I was filling orders. So, and I mean, just my storage, I had indoor storage units with industrial shelving that I had put in them. And just my storage fees alone were in the thousands of dollars for my storage fees. I mean, that's the kind of business I was running. Packing supplies, shit, my packing supplies, thousands and thousands of dollars a month in packing supplies. I think I spent like $1,500 a month in packing supplies. My shipping fees, thousands of dollars a month in shipping fees. I think that was my big, yeah. The shelving or the storage units and shipping fees. Yeah. I mean, money just comes and goes, dude. It just comes and goes. That's what it does. I would hire my brother-in-law to help me sometimes, just to give him cash so that we'd have money. You know what I mean? At 24 years old, I mean, I was young. Life is easy when you have money. Life is so much easier when you don't have the constant threat of losing the roof over your head. When you don't have the threat of not being able to pay child support and being put in jail. When you don't have the threat of not being able to fucking pay your car insurance and getting pulled over, not being able to renew your license, not being able... Man, if you've never been poor, fuck you. Fuck you. Yeah, so it was just, it was just a constant battle in myself, and I understand why I had such a hard problem, because I didn't understand that I was on programs. I knew, like, at each individual moment, I knew what was right, but the programming just was constant. It was just too strong, man. Too strong. I looked at the wealth that my family had, and I saw how my mom acted. She married that guy. All she ever wanted was just her little trinkets and just to have all her little fun little things in life. And I guess I just thought, wow, I guess that shit makes life easier. I guess that's what really matters. Because I was all in it, man. I had the, I can't remember, was it Forbes? No. I had magazine subscriptions to like these, you know, this would be like, you know, yeah, man, crazy. The amount of energy spent making money is unreal. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And there's no humanity in it. And, you know, at 26, after having made six figures for the first 3 years of having started my own business by myself and attained everything, and then lost my family, you know, lost my wife, broke up my marriage, and then I was like, well, what the fuck, man? It was a big mind fuck for me, I think, because I was like, okay, because I realized how hard you have to work and how much effort you had to put in order to build a business and make money in this world and become successful. But I realized at what cost? The cost of your family, the cost of what really mattered, right? So yeah, it fucked me up, man. I think that's what really fucked me up. I think that losing my family and understanding that I had everything to do with it because I had spent the past 3 years building a business and acquiring all these things. When, you know, like I said, I was taking care of my son. When my daughter was born, I was taking care of her for a year. And we're running my business at least 80 hours. I mean, I did nothing but business. That's all I did. I was a highly functioning alcoholic, guys. Highly functioning alcoholic. And in those first 2 years, I wasn't drinking that much. It was after my daughter was born. Those first 2 years, I wasn't drinking that much. My alcoholism, it was every day, but it was just, you know, it wasn't bad. After my daughter was born, it started getting worse because my responsibility load was through the roof. I was just like, oh my God. And my wife was just a fucking wreck. She was a mess. And she had been for like a year before my daughter was born. She had already been a mess like a year before my daughter was born. Because I was working so much, I bet. But she wanted all the things. My wife is Guatemalan. And she had all these fucking family members up there. And these motherfuckers, man. She was playing the keeping up with the Joneses game with her cousin, who was sort of similar in age to her. Maybe 8 years older than her, you know what I mean? Who had a couple kids that was our son's age. So now, sitting here in hindsight for the first time, thinking about it, sober-minded, I would say that's what she was doing. So that was stoking my fire to keep going. But at the same time, it was tearing her apart because of the separation. I was like, our relationship was very important to us. You know what I mean? Yeah, so she went and found love elsewhere. In emotional support and everything else. And then that's why when I finally had to leave, because it got so bad, man. I mean, it was bad. I just had to get the kids out of the fucking house. I couldn't trust her alone with the kids. I thought she was going to kill them. Because she was blaming them for everything. It was the weirdest fucking thing. It was nasty. It was disgusting. It was scary. Wow, everything's, man, so much clearer now. Starting to remember. Wow. So this is good. This opens up a door. Now this is starting. Yeah, I feel some healing coming on because I'm starting to remember this shit. This is good. I think I'll stop here and then let the clarity come. And when I feel, do another video, because I feel so much, like I just feel like I opened so many doors. Like I just got flooded with this video. I just got flooded with so many things. So yeah, I'm going to process and then on to the next video.